first of all, the main thing with food and beverage is communication, communication, communication. Um, as far as things for SSA and botanists, that's a little different than may have been uh, in our agreement with botanists in the past. What is the same is they hold our liquor license. So they are responsible for all alcohol sales at SSA. So, regardless of what you're going to do for food, for beverage, you need to work with Martin. As far as food goes, in the past, there's always been this sense of, we need to give the snack bar vendor the first right of refusal for any catered events, any of our big dinners that we might have at our invitationals. That's a little different. Martin and Angel are really not interested in food outside of their kitchen, even if it means just upstairs. So they really have no interest in setting up a buffet table, setting up chafing dishes. They do not want to do that kind of food vending. So if you want that kind of event, you need to go to an outside caterer. If you're going to do that, you still need to let botanists know that that's what you're doing, because they need to understand, is there a dinner being provided or not? How much food am I going to have to bring in? How much am I anticipated to sell from the snack bar window? If you want, they are very willing to sell food tickets. And I think the Lasers have done this in the past. And you would work with them to determine a ticket price for a dinner that could be offered through their kitchen window. They're very happy to do that. So that's something you would just need to work with Martin on how you would want to do that. So one of the things that Kathy has done, and I think this is going to be a great new format for us, is that if you are hosting an invitational, we want you to, and it's going to be a link on the website that we will send around to everyone, but there's going to be little questionnaires. And when you're done with this questionnaire, it's going to go directly to botanists. But we're looking at, what's your vet name? What's your date? Who's the regatta chair? What's the contact? What's their cell phone number? How many people do you expect? And, Martin doesn't always know how many people are on a boat. So it's better to do how many people. You do the math for the number of boats you expect times the number of people on the boat to give them some idea of how many people are going to be milling around the snack bar. So again, so that they can make sure that they supply themselves adequately. And again, letting him know, are you using an outside caterer? Are you going to do the ticket program, or you're just not doing food, period? So, and then any other comments that you want to share. Will you be using the great room or deck? Just the understanding here that if you're going to use the great room or the deck, that nobody's cleaning up after you. You need to assign somebody at the regatta to be cleaning up the deck and, making sure that trash is put away and things like that. And then the other thing to think about is SSA is contracted with them for set hours. If you need them to be there for alcohol beyond those hours, you need to talk to them, make sure they're available, make sure they'll have enough staff on hand, and you're going to need to pay them for that. So there would be an hourly fee for any, above and beyond potentially. And he may say, never mind, we'll make enough money. It's not a big deal, but it's up to him to be able to, and it's up to the regatta chair to work with them to pay them extra if that's what needs to happen. So, and then when you hit send, Kathy, correct me if I'm wrong, but then this would go directly to Martin and to you, or just to Martin?
No, it's just going to go to Martin and Angel. The original botanist Fajardo email.
Okay. So, are there any questions about that piece of it? Okay.
This is fabulous. Thank you for the hard work putting this together.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll help just again with the communication. So, oh shoot, hold on a second. Options for providing alcohol, certainly it's going to be one of the biggest expenses we have. And when I say options, some things that Botanis has come up with, you need to work with Botanis. But you can either not provide alcohol and just make it a cash bar. But one of the things that Martin has set up.
It's on the Botanis Fajardo page on the website, the snack bar page.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, and I did pull that up. Here it is. So this, I think, and I know the Snipe Fleet is pretty excited about it. This, I think, is a great deal, right? So they can do a cash, like just an open bar for your event at either $16 a person for 2 hours if it's just beer and wine, or $20 a person if you do beer, wine, and spirits. So what's nice about that is it's a limited liability, or it's a known liability for your event. It's easy to budget that in your event. So I think this is, he's confident that this is going to work for both us as regatta organizers as well as Martin. It says they can also do cash bars. And then, they'll just keep a tab running and they'll just bill you at the end. So, or you could just, do cash and let people pay for their own. We just re-emphasize down here, can you bring your own alcohol? No, it's not within the law that we deal with here in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And they cannot accept donated alcohol. It's just not allowed in the rules that we deal with here in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. He does talk about bartending fees, like if you need any extra bartenders beyond those hours. He does have a fee set up of $25 an hour for any extra beyond what SSA has already contracted them for. What's nice too about this full service package is it includes everything. It includes tax and it includes gratuity. So hand up, Miss Barbara Vosbury.
Yes, Lisa, the donated alcohol, how that works for those who don't know is you have to pay for it. If XYZ liquor company is going to give you alcohol, you have to pay for it and then they reimburse.
Correct.
That's how it seems to work.
Yes.
Yes. And that way Martin doesn't have donated alcohol. We've paid for it.
Yep.
And then that company gives your event a donation.
Right. There may be one other option here that I've asked Martin about, and I just don't think that they've put the numbers together for it yet. When they were here before, there was that drink ticket program. So he may be willing to do that as well. But he just doesn't have that priced out yet.
I think they're working on pricing and some computer limitations. They are using a new POS system, and it doesn't quite do tabs, and they're trying to get some support to see if they can configure it so that they can set it up, which is where the drink tickets would fall.
Right. So, any questions about that? So we talked a little bit about the dinners. You're open to work with a caterer for any upstairs dinners. You are welcome to work with Botanis if you want to purchase like dinner ticket programs from them, but anything that they do, they would want to do through their window.